follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Mini Cooper S Countryman John Cooper Works inspired model. This is actually the facelift of the Countryman. Straight away we're going to be opening the engine bay. As easy as that. That is the engine bay. It says twin turbo mini. There's insulation right there and I just love the way the hood opens with that cutting for the lights. Anyways, let's close this right away. Okay, this is heavy because of hydraulic struts, but there we go. Now on the facelifted model, they have updated the lights, the grille as well as the bumper. Even the rear bumper and the lights have some amount of tweaks. But this is the JCW inspired model, which gets a sportier bumper both at the front as well as the rear. You can see S written right here. Lot of chrome on this car. The fog lights are also quite bright, and that is obviously the towing hook of the vehicle. You can see a lot of insects have actually hit the number plate. Any which ways, the lights are really very nice. These are all LED units. In fact, it says Mini on the inside. That is the level of attention to detail, and there's a chrome surround as well. This is a functional air dam, aerodynamic bits on this car, and of course this grey color looks fantastic. But this is not the best looking Mini. In fact, it's not even the worst looking Mini, because the Clubman also exists somewhere in the world. The wheels are actually bigger, 18 inches on the JCW inspired model. Regular model gets the 17 incher, 225/50, 18 is the size of the tires. You can see a lot of brake dust here and there. Says John Cooper Works on the cap too, and you get this body cladding running throughout the car. S written right there. I think this is for the indicator. Okay, it actually projects Mini on the road at night. Chrome door handles. There's a request sensor on both the sides, which is actually a nice thing. And this is in the higher variant, you get a request sensor, keyless entry and all. This is actually, you can see the indicator here as well, which is pretty nice. Okay, wipers have that dual blade treatment too. Okay, is this LED? No, this doesn't seem LED to me. Anyways, you can see the length of the car. It gets this black colored roof, so sort of a floating roof treatment as well. Coming to the rear, obviously you get the Union Jack in the lights. Okay, the rear lights, and it says Mini right on the inside as well. Can you see that? I don't know, somewhere there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and you get two proper exhaust, so Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will actually hide in the pocket. And you got sort of a diffuser treatment as well. Two rear requests, no, there are four actually on the side, which is kind of camouflage in the body cladding. And yeah, towing hook says Countryman right there. That is a reverse parking camera, Cooper S written here, Mini logo of course, and you can see the indicator functioning right now. This is the rear fog light, and actually like the car's design from the rear. Okay, let's see the tire right away. There it is, the tire, and this is the exhaust, the real exhaust of course. You got two of them on this car, in this car or whatever. Let's open this power tailgate as well. Boot carrying capacity is actually decent enough, and below here you get the spare wheel, which is obviously not an alloy. It's a smaller sized wheel, which we'll not dwell into because it's just a 115/95/17 weird tire size to be honest. Let's shut this. Okay, there is the manual placement there as a 12-volt charging socket as well. This opens, there's a light placement here, first aid kit, and you can split forward the seat, but you know there's a gap here. I don't know why there's a gap. It's kind of weird and awkward, and let's press this button to close the boot. Okay, the warning triangle is right there. There it shuts. Now they have this chrome line which is continuing throughout the car. You can see this. Okay, unfortunately though, it's not so fluid in certain areas. There's sort of a panel gap. I don't know how that happens. Oh well, this is called British engineering excellence at its very best. Okay, I am mocking and I am taunting, but yeah, that's a fact. Everyone keeps blaming Indian cars for bad, fit finish of the panels. Well, the Britishers are no less. Car is unfortunately locked. So that's about it. That is the walk around of this car. Let's start driving right away. Just kidding. Okay, I have to unlock the car from here and also turn off the indicator because it's making some noise. All right, you can see the dashboard design is actually quite nice, and this is actually a practical Mini because of the long wheelbase. There's good amount of space on offer. There's good amount of storage space as well. Look at the storage space. That's amazing. Okay, quality is nice. It gets proper leather as well, which the lower model does not get. In fact, the JCW inspired model gets a lot of features like a bigger screen for the infotainment system and a lot of bits which should actually be standard in the non-JCW model as well. You get isofix child anchors, and then you can recline the seat like this, and there it is upright. Why would it be so upright? I have no freaking idea. To take some effort to push it back into place, and there it is, completely into place. Now this can be moved ahead or behind, but yeah, after some effort it has gone behind, and of course now you can see the legroom has improved dramatically. That is the reason there was this gap in the boot. Now this is actually the lever to operate this. Can't operate it one hand at all. Inside there's good amount of legroom and knee room on offer. Scooped out seat back, magazine holder where there's something, I don't know. Anyways, 2 USB-C charging sockets, AC vents here as well, none here, no height adjustable seat belts, and you get a hook along with a handle as well. Let's shut the door at the moment. Okay, glass area is decent enough because there's a glass area here as well, bringing in a lot of light, and seat belt for the center passenger is here on the top, and the center passenger obviously gets a head because there's a proper adjustable headrest, and of course there is a center armrest with twin cup holders too. Meanwhile, there is a sun blind here for the sunroof. This one does not open. There's light placement here as well in the center. Now this obviously does not open, but they could have given a larger one-piece unit, but for this light they actually compromised on that. It's kind of surprising. Under thigh support though is a bit of an issue, and headroom is just about adequate as well. So rear seat experience is actually quite nice. I like it, but there could have been some storage here in the center, but they've given massive storage on the door pocket, so that's not something you would really complain about. Love the treatment on the seats. Seats are really very nice. Dashboard looks fantastic. Thankfully, with the latest generation of the Countryman, they've got rid of plastics, but still quite a few of them here and there. Now this JCW inspired model obviously gets more kit, including a Harman Kardon audio system and a lot of other things which should be standard, like I've been always mentioning. Minis have not been well equipped just because of the styling factor. Now you get electric adjust for both the front seats. However, the driver also gets memory function. You can save up to 2 people's settings. The best thing is under thigh support is not an issue because you can just press this and open the, extend the seat base to improve under thigh support. This is to open the boot of the vehicle. There's good amount of storage space at the front. Chrome controls for the power windows, and this is to lock, this is to retract or unretract, I don't know if that is a word. The outside rear view mirrors, nice speakers, nice chrome treatment, lot of chrome treatment, but hard plastics are there and soft ones are there too. Now it gets these pedals which are very nice, along with the dead pedal as well. It says John Cooper Works right there. Again, a specific feature of the John Cooper Works inspired model. These are the controls for the headlights, of course, and you get a headlight leveler. This is for front fog, this is for rear fog. Let's step inside, but look at the seats, just so damn awesome, really very comfy. And below the front center armrest there's actually a wireless charging pad, which is not very easy to use, to be honest. And here you can see there is some amount of storage space along with a USB charging socket. Now this is a USB-C charging socket. Electric parking brake controls for the iDrive system. You can call it iDrive. Only thing is, in BMW when you turn like this, it goes down. Here you have to do it ulta. I don't know why it's ulta. Okay, the glove box is decent size, not really very big, but hard plastics lower down. That's the ambient lighting. The light actually is fantastic in this car because this ring changes according to what you're doing. So when you're reversing and you're about to hit an obstacle, it turns red. When you turn on the air conditioning and when you turn this, you can see the color is changing. When you're operating the air conditioning, that's also pretty awesome depending on where you're taking the temperature. So yeah, this is a nice unit. This is 8.8 inch. Meanwhile, the lower trim actually gets 6.5 inch or so. It's very chin to minto. There's a reverse parking camera which is on at the moment, which gets adaptive guidelines as well, and rear parking sensors can be seen here. It's a touch operated unit, obviously. Very nice, very fluid to use, and see the quality of the screen. It's so good now that even in bright sunlight you can see everything. Love the way Mini does the controls, which are sort of aircraft style. There is a secret lighter here, a proper USB charging socket right there. This is for the stop start system. This is to turn on the vehicle traction control, and this is for the drive mode. This is for air conditioning. Air conditioning controls are given right there. Air conditioning actually works flawlessly well. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror. Again, the toggle switches for the lights, very much like an aircraft. And this is to open the sunroof. So now here's the problem. The sunroof is opening, but the sunblind has to be manually retracted only. Yeah, you have to manually retract the sunblind. Press it once again, it opens further. Hello everybody, how are you? Why am I shouting like stupid? Anyways, let's shut this and let's shut that as well. So both should have been operated simultaneously. I don't know why it operates like this. Now there of course is a mirror along with 2 lights on this side. Same is the case here as well. A mirror along with 2 lights, and there is the mic. Shut it properly. So overall dashboard design is obviously very attractive. You get a heads-up display as well, which shows you a lot of data. In fact, if you're having a Bluetooth, okay, there you can see audio information also comes on the heads-up display along with navigation data as well. So this is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, some of these controls. A lot of chrome used inside. Steering feels nice to hold, gets the JCW badging. So this is the JCW steering wheel. plastic paddle shifters. These are actually the controls for the multi-information display. This is for voice command, this is to pick up a phone, and this is for cruise control. I love the red stitching. I love how they have made the steering. Feels really very nice. Fantastic attention to detail. Looks fantabulous without a doubt. Let's get into reverse. I've already shown you the reverse parking camera, but hey, we can do that again any which ways. Now to browse through this system, it's very easy because it's very fluid and very nice. I mean, it's very funky as well. So there's navigation which is inbuilt, so you can see that as well. Let's just get into the map so you can see how amazing the display is on this car. That is so phenomenal. Totally love it. And it's also telling me that I have managed 8.4 kilometers per liter. That's kind of bad. That's not something which you should be showing me and making me regret why I opted for a petrol one over a diesel. Meanwhile, these are actually the controls for the indicators. This BC button is to browse through the lower screen, so it's showing me a lot of information there as well. Fuel efficiency, real-time mileage, whatever. Okay, indicator, shut yourself. Now this is a 5.5 inch screen. It's a digital one. This is for the fuel meter and this is for the tachometer. Here you get the speedometer and a lot of information on the top, like what is the distance to empty, what's the temperature like, time, clock, blah blah blah. And when you actually turn this on, it shows you the Mini logo, and when you turn it off, it again shows you the Mini logo. It always keeps reminding you that you're in a Mini. Why this thing does not do a good enough job or what? Obviously you get the chrome surround as well. Now let me do one thing. Let me turn off the car. So when you turn off the car, there the heads up display actually goes back inside, and when you turn it on, obviously the heads up display comes out. Let it shut itself. There it is. And now we turn on the car, and there it, come on, it's so freaking slow, but it's there whenever you need it. And there you can see the information. I don't think you can. Okay, it's saying Mini right there. Yeah, there it is. Now let's use the wipers right away. Good amount of spray on offer. Yeah, it's actually a lot of spray on offer. Cleans the windscreen in no time at all, and also cleans the sunroof as well. Let's use the rear wipers, and there you see the spray is also nice here. Again, very nice wipers on this car. I really like the wipers on this car. Very fast, very smooth. Only thing is the washer fluid is so much, it completely cleans the whole car. Now you can see these lights keep changing as per its own mood as such, which is pretty nice. Harman Kardon speakers are fantabulous. Let's listen to an audio right away. Audio quality is very nice, very impressive audio quality. What do you think about the dashboard design? I think it looks pretty damn awesome. Air conditioning works nice. Good amount of features as well, although it could have got a lot more features like ventilated seats, because I'm boiling at the moment. I'm literally boiling with so much sweat coming out because it's like, what, 2 o'clock and we are right in the middle with the sun shining brightly. Let's do one thing. Let's start driving right away. First things first, air conditioning off. We get into sport mode. We also get into sport mode for the overall settings of the car. We turn on sport displays. Traction control off. Press it once, it is dynamic traction control. Keep it pressed, it turns off completely. The DSC deactivated. Close this message. We have the sports displays on. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Revving the motor doesn't really rev, but then it gives you quite a bit of wheel spin, and off we go. So performance is actually very nice indeed. This is a 2-liter turbo petrol engine known as the twin powered turbo petrol, whatever you want to call it. It actually powers a lot of BMW cars, and it is fantastic in the way it produces its mid-range performance, because lower down it feels a little laggy, although there's no turbo lag as such, but it doesn't have that grunt lower down. But the mid-range is very surprising. Around 1800-1900 RPM, it pushes forward with a lot of enthusiasm and pulls very strongly indeed. This gearbox is a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, which is very eager and very fast with shifts. Only thing is, sometimes it doesn't give you the downshift which you are looking for. Now this engine produces 192 horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. The result is 0 to 100 km per hour in a claimed 7.5 seconds, which is actually 0.8 seconds slower than the regular Mini Cooper S with the same engine, but it's lighter, of course, 3-door. This is weighing around 1500 kgs, but doesn't feel its weight at all. That is a level of agility on offer. This engine, super duper refined, but becomes very sporty once you push it. Yeah, that sporty sound is not courtesy of the exhaust, unfortunately. There's some fake sound which comes in the cabin via the speakers. So yeah, that is a bit of a problem. However, most people won't even recognize it because it's so well calibrated, this fakeness as well. Pulls really nice and strong, and there are 4 drive modes on offer. Sorry, there are 3 drive modes which alter 4 parameters of the car. So there is green, which is obviously for eco mode, there is mid, which is for normal mode, and there's sport, which is for sport mode. Now the 4 parameters which are being altered is the engine, the transmission, as well as the steering and the sound of this car. Okay, there's a B-class which is going to fly by. So the sound also gets altered. There are two settings for the sound actually, normal and sport. Same way, there are two settings for the steering wheel, which is normal and sport. However, for the engine there are three settings, even for the transmission, which is normal, eco and sport. So in sport, all the four things are in sport. In eco, two things are in eco, which is obviously the engine and the transmission, and two things are in normal, which is the steering as well as the sound. And in normal, everything is in normal, like all the four parameters are in normal indeed. I love the way this car is so pinpoint accurate. Handling is super duper awesome. Okay, we are going to get into manual. We are in manual mode. It will hold on to a gear. It will not upshift unless and until I decide to do so. There, holding the red line close to 7,000 RPM, crossing 100 kilometers per hour in third gear itself. This is such an engaging and fun car to drive. It's absolutely stunning. The steering wheel is so pinpoint accurate. You can feel exactly where the front wheels are pointing. That is a level of precision from the steering wheel. Body roll, what is that? There is no body roll here. It has amazing body control. The suspension is really very stiff. That's why ride quality is very bad. In fact, it's atrocious to say the least. Even on like normal roads like this, you can feel the car moving around. There is no flex in the chassis, but the suspension is like okay, it's just not comfortable enough for long journeys. Even for passengers in the car, they are not really comfortable in this vehicle, because this car is not about comfort or practicality, although the Countryman treads towards practicality by offering a decent sized boot and space at the rear. But hey, there is no body roll, so people will not feel that, but people sitting inside the car will definitely feel the stiff suspension. And that's the reason I would say, if you're buying a Countryman for practicality, please don't. If you're buying a Countryman for performance and fun, please don't. Get the Mini Cooper, the regular one, the 3-door, even the 5-door for that matter. But then again, in the 5-door, why would you see more people in the car? They're going to feel pukish for sure because of the stiff suspension. The ride is really bad at low speeds. It kind of gets better as you like speed up. So it comes into its own element here. We're going to change the mode so that you can see the different colors as well. And this is like green. Green is basically efficiency. Mid is like normal performance, but in sport mode is where it really gives you all the punch it has, and it feels really exciting to drive in sport mode because the performance is really amazing. It's like fantabulous. In fact, top speed is I think around 230 kilometers per hour, but you wouldn't really care to go that fast in this car because you hit one bump and then car kind of gets unsettled because of the stiffness. And I'm talking about unsettled because of the expansion joint. On the expansion joint, you're like, oh my goodness, the suspension also can get quite noisy, especially on this JCW inspired version. The problem is, okay, hear this? Yeah, the problem is that they've gone one big on the wheel, which means the profile has also decreased, and you can see the result for yourself. Ride comfort, not its forte at all. And this JCW inspired has a sportier version of the already sporty dual clutch gearbox. Still, it's not really fast with downshifts or eager with downshifts as such. And braking performance is actually quite nice. It stops in its track, but I feel that it requires even stronger brakes considering the mad performance on offer from this Mini Cooper S Countryman John Cooper Works inspired 2-liter turbo petrol engine car. Stopped. Okay, listen to this, okay? Yeah, there are modes for the gearbox as well. And what are the modes for the gearbox? Well, either you can be in drive, or you can be in sport, or you can be in manual. And once you touch any of the paddles, you trigger the manual mode. And the best thing is, it will hold on to a gear. It will not upshift until and unless you decide to do so. And talking about expansion joint, I was telling you about it, and you can feel it right now as well. Handling is just amazing, okay, just amazing. The steering is so pinpoint accurate. It is actually on the heavier side at lower speeds, but it is so freaking feelsome. Offers the right feedback, offers the right weight, and it glides through corners. You can feel exactly where the front wheels are pointing. Since there's no body roll either, it just feels amazing to drive. Nothing even comes close to this car other than other Mini Cooper models, of course. There's no flex in the chassis. It is just such an engaging and fun car to drive. Which reminds me, there was also a diesel on offer earlier before the pre-facelift. In the pre-facelift. The problem is that they've discontinued diesels completely on many models, but the press release, or rather the brochure or whatever information about this car they sent me, it had diesel mentioned in it. It had an SD mentioned in it. I don't know where that diesel is, it's vanished. But a diesel obviously doesn't offer the same level of thrill as a petrol engine, but has that torque, which this one kind of lacks lower down the rev range. That's why drivability is not its forte at all. It kind of feels lacking lower down in the rev range, and only to greet you with a stupendous mid-range. And of course, it's a drinker, okay? It returns somewhere between 7 to 10 kilometers per liter, depending on your driving style. Obviously, you can stretch that a bit by driving sanely, but if you want to drive sanely, just get a BMW X1. It uses the same UKL2 platform, and this car competes with the Volvo XC40 as well as the BMW X1 and the Mercedes GLA and the Audi Q2. Lot of rivals, but by far this is the best in terms of driving ability. Now, this is obviously a front-wheel drive car. That's the reason why it spins its wheels like crazy, but still no tendency to understeer, boss. No. It is not having any understeer. Although Mini also offers all grip abroad, that's only going to add to weight and slow down the car. But you know, rear-wheel drive is for the win, but no Mini model comes with rear-wheel drive. Either you get front-wheel drive or all four. This is so much like Audi. Hazard light off. Listen to this. It does have a tendency to make a lot of wheel spin sounds. Yeah, depending on how you launch it, it can make even more sounds, but nothing close to the BMW X1 because the diesel engine obviously has a lot more torque as well. So there are two variants on offer. There is the Cooper S and there is the Cooper S John Cooper Works inspired, which is this one, which is priced at rupees 52.5 lakhs. 4 lakhs cheaper is for the lower variant or the entry level variant or whatever you want to call it. Now, the thing is, all the prices I mentioned are obviously on road Mumbai. What you get is stupendous amount of equipment for a Mini in the John Cooper Works inspired model, along with less practicality because of the bigger wheels, of course, and overall a very fun car to drive. But then I just don't understand why would I buy the Countryman, because it is not really practical, even though it's practical, when I can get the same levels of fun by paying lesser with the Mini Cooper regular model, the Cooper S 3-door or the 5-door or the John Cooper Works or any of those cars, or maybe even the convertible for that matter. Of course, this is a different flavor of SUV or crossover from Mini. Now, another very cool feature of this car is when you're driving in eco mode, which I'm going to put the car in right now, which is the green mode, of course. And now you just notice one thing, the way the RPM meter is, just observe the RPM meter, how it keeps declining, putting the car in the highest gear possible. And then at one point, what it does is it kind of gets into neutral, it disengages with the gearbox and decouples with it. And there you see 1000 RPM. That's how it tries to conserve fuel as much as possible, and then you get on the throttle, and of course it will pick up pace really fast, but not as fast as when we are in sport mode, because sport mode feels the most fun to drive for sure. Maybe adaptive dampers could have been offered to make the ride more comfortable. So usually you say, you know, they should offer adaptive dampers so that the handling becomes even better in sport mode. No, handling is perfecto. No change needed there. What we need is a little bit less stiff dampers at lower speeds, or especially in comfort mode or in eco mode. So, you know, it's like ulta, which I'm expecting. I want less sporty suspension option as well. So guys, this is my vlog of the Mini Cooper Countryman. I think it's fantastic. It's really fun to drive. It's a different take on doing an SUV or a crossover or whatever you want to call it, and Mini has that charm, but it is quite expensive as well. And of course I miss diesel because, yeah, I have to fill up fuel right away. Bye bye.